A very good evening, viewers, and thank you for tuning in to the Nilecast only on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's have a look at the headlines tonight. In the headlines tonight, West Nile has urged to embrace education as a weapon for economic transformation. The Quach leaders urged to fulfill their roles through good service delivery. And ongoing university games in Arua City reaches day 3. This and more in the Nilecast News Bulletin. It's the 15th of October 2024. You're most welcome to the Nilecast on your West Nile Television. Let's dive straight into the stories that are made headlines tonight. During the regional consultative meeting in Arua City organized by West Nile Development Association in collaboration with the West Nile Parliamentary Caucus with support from the development partners, the different strategies have been drawn on how to overcome the alarming economic status in the region. Benson Pastore reports.
Since the economic status of West Nile region continues to be very alarming, different strategies have been drawn on how to overcome the alarming economic status in the region. Therefore, education is looked at as one of the iconic elements that will play a vital role in transforming the economic status of the region. As such, West Nilers have been asked to embrace education. This was during regional consultative meeting in Arua City, organized by West Nile Development Association in collaboration with West Nile Parliamentary Caucus, with support from developmental partners such as VNG International, Accord, and UNCDF, attracting different stakeholders in different sectors. Honorable Feta Geoffrey, Member of Parliament Aivu East Division and Chairman West Nile Parliamentary Caucus, urges all the stakeholders to cooperate to enhance the standard of education in West Nile region.
They are key stakeholders, the parents, the institutions, and government. So, are the parents performing their role? Is government performing its role? Are the institutions performing their role? Because under the institutions, there is administration, there are teachers, that learning environment, that ecosystem of the education has very many stakeholders. Are these people performing their duty? Now, today you hear about education standards have dropped. Education standards have dropped. Compared to what? Because in the 80s and the 90s, people used to bring their children from Kampala to study here in West Nile. Today, the opposite is the case. Parents are selling land to educate children in Kampala. It is a mindset problem. It is not a big problem because the same syllabus is being taught across the country. People are now selling land to pursue a certain quality of education perceived to be in Kampala, not here.
Meanwhile, Honorable Obiga Rose, Women Member of Parliament Tereg constituency, encourages West Nilers to work hard and eliminate negative mindset.
How can we be highly populated and ours is to offer hard labor? It is enough. It is enough. Let's work hard. Let's work for ourselves. Let's produce food. Please think about yourselves. Reorganize yourselves. Let's have a total mindset change. West Nile, work for yourself. Stop going to cut sugarcane. Stop going to work as Askari is looking after people's properties. Look after your own property. Stay home. Buy only 6 iron seats out of a goat. And change your roofing. Stop sleeping in grass-thatched houses. Let's improve our status. Together, we shall change West Nile.
Anyama William, Chair West Nile Development Association, says it's not the density of the population that matters, but the quality of the population that speaks volume.
In the recent statistics of our population, West Nile, we are about 4 million, close to 4 million people. We are more than Acholi. We are more than Lango. But population can be an advantage, but if also the quality of population is poor, it will be a problem. So we can pride in the numbers that we have, which presents a great opportunity. But on the other hand, what is the quality of this population? Yes, language can be fewer, but what is the economy? So these are some of the issues that we need to look at.
Similarly, Raymond Ombere, Principal Education Officer, WCT encourages West Nileans to embrace education for the betterment of the region.
If we were to develop as a region, we can not just push education aside. Education opens opportunities for people. It gives people skills, new ideas that we can use to develop our God-given resources. And therefore, I would like to really appeal to the general public that we need to rethink the way we approach education service delivery in this region.
West Nile is the second most populated region in the country per the recent population census result, and also the second poorest region. Most of statistics indicates that 30% of the population is illiterate. Oraku Benson Pastore, Christine Okumuringa, West Nile Television Nilecast.
And more in our stories. Moving on to Pakwach District, during the launch of the community dialogue dubbed the Pakwach We Want Agenda, held at Akela Market in Pakwach Sub-County Headquarters in Pakwach District, residents of Pakwach District revealed that they want their leaders and civil servants to fulfill their oversight roles, checks and balance their obligations if service delivery is to be realized at the grassroots levels across the district. Alfred Jawok reports.
Residents of Pakwach District want their leaders and civil servants to fulfill their oversight roles, checks and balance their obligations if service delivery is to be realized at grassroots level across the district. This was revealed on Monday, 14th October this year during the launch of a community dialogue dubbed as the Pakwach We Want Agenda, held at Akela Market, Pakwach Sub-County Headquarters in Pakwach District. Moses Gipato, a resident of Paroketo Parish in Pakwach Sub-County, noted that it is a sole responsibility of a leader, regardless of their levels, to supervise and monitor government projects within their areas of jurisdiction.
The concern comes, government regularizing of fees payments. That the concern is that the government has failed to regularize the fee payment. School para charging fair,
Florence Otiti, another resident, said most of the infrastructure and other projects have been mismanaged due to silence of the political and civil leaders, yet they were elected and employed to be light of the majority. However, Honorable Omito Robert Steen, Pakwach District Chairperson, advocated for unity and cooperation, saying that the community baraza is to be used as ways to extend good service delivery to the people of Pakwach District. Honorable Omito refuted the allegations that government programs are being mismanaged, explaining that he has been on the ground whenever and wherever he is invited. Honorable Omito added that government projects are being supervised and have not received any complaints written by the members of the public in Pakwach District about mismanagement of some projects.
And also pick from them what we can do more and what we need to factor in our next planning. And we will continue to prioritize some little resources, however little it is, to continue to engage community so that we can pick in their concerns and factor in planning. Thank you.
The community dialogue is organized annually in each sub-county and town council to get views of communities on service delivery. Other heads of department who attended the community dialogue includes RDC, DISO, District Community Development Officer, among others. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And more in our stories. During the launch of the verification of the UNRF members in Moyo District, the Gombolola Internal Security Forces have been given the necessary information needed for the verification of the Ugandan National Rescue Front members who are set to receive their ex gratia. Take a look.
The launch brought in the leaders of the Uganda National Rescue Front UNRF and the Gombolola Internal Security Officers, commonly known as GISHOs, and the District Internal Security Officers from the three districts of Adjumani, Obongi and Moyo that forms the Madisab region together to be briefed on the exercise, which will be conducted by the leaders of the group and the security operatives. Honorable Oleruhuda Abason, the State Minister for Defence and Veteran Affairs who doubles as the Member of Parliament Aringa East constituency, gave details of the exercise and the reasons for the involvement of the security organs in the verification exercise, noting that the security operatives, especially at the sub-county level, are believed to have vast knowledge and information necessary for the identification of the true members of the Uganda National Rescue Front, UNRF.
We have zoned West Nile. Like here we have Madisab region, all the three districts are here. Tomorrow we will be in Yumbe. We'll have around 4 districts here. Then we will also be in Arua city. Then lastly we will conclude in Madeokolo. We have zoned these people to bring them nearer because we couldn't only do it in one place. That's why we have zoned the program. So in doing the verification, there are things that we look for us to identify whether indeed that person is a UNRF. So they are going to fill a form that they will put all of their details that will at the end give us that indeed, looking at the form this person has filled, is a UNRF person. And that is majorly what we are doing. And why are we using the GISOs? These are people who have information, they are on the ground, they are with these people, they know who they are, so they can also help us.
Honorable Dr. Joyce Moriku Kaduchu, the State Minister for Primary Education, who is also the Woman Member of Parliament, Moyo, lauded the government for considering the ex-combatants after a very long time, stressing that the decision to pay the ex-combatants is timely, therefore requests the beneficiaries to put the money into good use once they receive it so as to better their lives.
And the coming of this payment for the ex-combatant has come at a time when we are preaching the gospel of wealth creation. My plea is that the money that they are going to receive, they utilize the money properly to generate income, to eradicate poverty, for a sustainable development within the region. Finally, to our people once again, let's embrace this gesture from government of Uganda. It's a very positive gesture for sustainability, for continuation.
Honorable Aleruto Maza, the Member of Parliament West Moyo County, implored the people who are tasked to carry out the verification to be vigilant and keep watch of the wrong elements who may plan to disrupt the process by causing confusions, and advise that such wrong elements should be dealt with seriously so as to avoid cases of infiltration into the verification process.
They should be very, very careful about people who are coming to pretend, about masqueraders, about those who are coming to, pretend that they are also veterans. And that's the advice I gave them. Otherwise, they are going to give money in wrong hands, and then in the end, the money may not be enough. So those who are going to screen the veterans should be careful. They should know who is who. And since it's going to be done by the GISOs at the grassroots level, they know all their people in that area. They can do that through interviews and also through personal contacts.
Mr. Gore Goffin, the resident district commissioner Moyo, acknowledged the fact that most of the people in the region suffered due to the insurgency in the past, but he, however, expressed his disappointment to some group of elders who always want to cause confusion among the people when it comes to payment of ex-combatants, and urged them to avoid such kind of behaviors and allow these processes to move on smoothly.
It is true that all of us have been affected in that direction. But I also want to ask that as a ministry, because of the good heart of the President, he has really taken care of those who picked arms, but it is no longer productive. I'm very much aware that we have some of our people who have always used this thing as a way of making money. Let me say it here, that you even find that you will pay same people whom you paid in UNRF 1, 2, who are also in Western Bank front, they will also appear in this group that has not benefited.
Mr. Mawa Basir, the Vice Chairman, Uganda National Rescue Front ex-combatants in Moyo, expressed his joy upon achieving such a great milestone, but however urged the members and officials tasked with the responsibility of conducting the exercise to always sieve the information they give out to the public so as to avoid giving out wrong information which may jeopardize the entire process.
We must appreciate. And the verification is to lead us somewhere where the end result is we achieve, we get what we deserve. Yes, but I'm not so much impressed about some people giving unresearched information in a very serious meeting like this one. You can even realize at the last minute the whole thing was almost derailed when not fully researched information was passed to the High Secretariat. So my real general guidance is where you don't have adequate information, you don't have to give it to the community.
The Uganda National Rescue Front were a group of men from West Nile region who organized under the leadership of Mustafa Bataki, the vice president under Idi Amin's regime, with the aim of defending the region against the unpopular regime of Obote II, which was marred with numerous massacres across the region. The group has for long been pushing the government to compensate them for close to 30 years now, but recently the president has directed the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs to pay the ex gratia of the Uganda National Rescue Front members, and this explains why the verification of the members was being launched, which is expected to last for 1 month, so as to determine the true number of members who will be able to receive their token from the government for the sacrifice they made in liberating the region. Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Continuing with the Nilecast, but this time with the segment of sports. My name is Orak Benson Pastore, still West Nile Television. I can confirm to you before we talk about any story national, more especially the ongoing African Cup of Nations qualifiers and also some of the games that are set to be played in UEFA Nations League in Europe. Let's first take a look at what is happening within the region of West Nile, particularly in Arua City. I can confirm to you at this particular moment the ongoing University League in West Nile region, particularly in Greater Arua district, has already reached in match day 3. And these games commenced on Sunday and they are set to climax on Friday. That one will be the 18th of this particular month and the year is 2024. Let's first take a look at how things are happening as far as these ball games are concerned. The 8th edition of the University Games in West Nile region up to today, Tuesday, 15th of October 2024, is in day 3. These ball games for the universities across Western Nile region commenced on Sunday, 13th of October 2024 at the COPTC playing ground in Arua City. In total, 6 universities from Greater Arua have registered for the one-week tournament, and these are Muni University, Uganda Christian University, Nile University, Makerere University Business School, Bugema University, and the last till IUIU. Different stakeholders highlight the audience of what is transpiring concerning the games.
I think these are always university students. We always go to, from each university to verify the players. When we are verifying these students, we need some documents, things like the admission forms, things like the ID, university ID, sometimes about their academic testimonial for previous years. There are a lot of things we always ask from each player to make to verify him as a player of that university. The game so far so good. They have been played peacefully, and this is the third day. In the first day there was only one game, that was Sunday kickoff, and then yesterday there were 3 games. They all went successfully. The trophies will always be there, and then we have in the prizes we have medals for their winning teams. The medals will always be there.
This game comprises of all the 6 universities that are in Arua. We have MUBS, we have Muni, we have NILE, we have UCU, we have IUIU, and we have Bugema. And the major purpose of the game that we have organized is to elevate sports among the university students in West Nile. And because normally when people talk of university, they talk of only academics. No, we are trying to debunk that myth that football is also part of the activities that university students have to participate in. Because in one way or another, each student at the university pays sports fee. So therefore, when you pay sports fee, you must utilize it. And the only way to utilize the sports fee is by promoting these inter-university games. Now the games are in, we have 3 games, or disciplines that people are participating in. We have football for men, we have volleyball, and then we have netball for ladies. The game kicked off on Sunday with the MUBS taking on NILE, and other games have been progressing. Today is day 3 of the games. The games are played in a round-robin format. So the more points you accumulate, the better your chances of lifting this trophy. And we believe by Friday we would have known the champion for this tournament.
I see a lot of changes which is going on. Last year we are not doing all that fine, but this year we are doing so grateful. I think we are going to be the champion this time around.
The tournament consists of ball games like football, netball, and volleyball, with football taking place at COPTC playing ground, then netball and volleyball taking place at Mvara demonstration basketball courts. The tournament, in which Uganda Christian University are the defending champions both in football and netball, shall climax on Friday, 18th of October 2024 with awarding ceremony. Oraku Benson Pastore, Western Nile Television, Nalka Sports. Welcoming you back from the ongoing university games in Arua City. Now let's get national. It's all about the form Uganda Cranes has picked. I can confirm to you the other game up against South Sudan, their neighbors. They managed to win the game by 2-1. That means they are at the verge of qualifying for the African Cup of Nations. Let's keep on watching the space and see if Uganda Cranes this time cannot be in position to disappoint the fans at the closing edges, because at the initial stages, in the middle, they are always known of performing very well. But when it comes to the closing edges, that's where disappointments always come on the side of Uganda Cranes. But right now, they are performing very well. The first encounter, they beat South Sudan here at Nambola by 1-0. And in Juba, they managed to win the game by 2-1. It's not only the discussion about the game between Uganda Cranes and South Sudan. Other games were also played, and other games are going on, and other games shall be played. After on, Comoros will take on Tunisia, Lesotho up against Gabon. In fact, this game has already ended with Gabon winning by 2-0 over Lesotho. Meanwhile, for Central African Republic, they are up against Morocco. Cape Verde travels away to Botswana. For Mauritius, they are locking horns with Egypt. Benin up against Rwanda. Libya's game with Nigeria has been postponed, with Zambia earlier on edging out third by 1-0. Meanwhile, for Ivory Coast,
They are tussling it out with Sierra Leone. DRC up against Tanzania. DRC managed to win the game by 2-0. They were away to Taifa Stars. Meanwhile, for Ethiopia, they are taking on Guinea. And lastly, Guinea-Bissau up against Mali. Why don't we then jet to Europe, where most of the hearts of Africans are? And UEFA Nations League with Poland taking on Croatia. Scotland up against Portugal. Cyprus taking a trip away to Kosovo. For Lithuania, they are set to lock horns with Romania. Meanwhile, Belarus will say hi to Luxembourg, with Bulgaria set to take a trip away to Northern Ireland. For Spain, they will have to lock horns with Serbia. And the last game set to be played tonight is actually a date between Switzerland and Denmark. Let's close the chapter with some of the trending stories here that I've just reached on my desktop. The first one is all about England Football Association having discussions, having talks with Thomas Tuchel, the former manager for the team of Chelsea and also Bayern Munich. They are in advanced talks to see that Thomas Tuchel becomes the new head coach of England. Ever since Gareth Southgate left the job, they have been without a head coach, and Lee Carsley has been acting as interim manager. But recently, England suffered a shock defeat into the hands of Greece, which ended by 2-1. And after that humiliation, it has been so alarming for the fans of the Three Lions. Now the discussion is going on very well between the two parties. That is the FA of England and also the manager himself, Thomas Tuchel, and also Ed Vell, the head coach of Arsenal Women's Super League, has officially resigned in that position. He actually joined the team way back in 2021 from Rosengard and winning back-to-back League Cup with the team of Arsenal. And this has come as a result of unbearable circumstances in terms of the results. Recently, Arsenal been humiliated in Women's Champions League by Bayern 5-2. After that, having a defeat into the hands of Chelsea, which was 2-1. Immediately after that, the head coach resigning from the team, that's Arsenal. And lastly, Sir Alex Ferguson very soon will leave his role as Manchester United ambassador. Ever since quitting the role as the head coach of Manchester United way back in 2013, he has been working as ambassador for Old Trafford-based club. We are yet to see when, of course, it will happen, but the news has revealed that very soon he will be quitting his job as ambassador for Manchester United. And that one brings us to the end of today's edition of NILE Sports News. Let's link up again tomorrow, as I will still be in the studios of West Nile Television to give you what continues to happen in the world of sports.
Thank you, Ralco Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight. Viewers, we have come to the end of the Nilecast on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that will follow. My name remains Okumuringa Christine. Have a good evening.